So, as we already know, well, most people know, maybe some people are waking up and reading the news or hearing the news, but Jon Jones is out of his fight against Stipe Miocic. He tore the tendon that connects your pectoral muscle to the bone, so he's going to need surgery. 8 months, he'll be out. So, he's going to be out for a very long time. And it really just makes me think, is he actually even going to come back? I I seen a report from Mark Riondi that said that the UFC want to rebook him versus Stipe Miocic uh, for next year sometime, but I have a feeling like there is a good chance we just don't see him fight again, if we're being honest. This was probably already going to be his retirement fight against Stipe Miocic. So, now he's going to delay it by another 8 months. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to be older by the time he fights again. Like, he was already ready to retire in a few weeks. Like, he was already planned, prepped. He had probably got that feeling in his system where he's like, all right, this is going to be the last time I do this. He went through all them thoughts in his head, going back and forth, and thinking, am I going to be fighting again? Am I going to fight again? And now it's been cancelled. He's going to have to completely shift his mindset. He's going to be dealing with the fucking hellacious recovery. 8 months of recovery. Like, it's going to be hell for him, more than likely. I could see him just retiring straight up, especially out of frustration, out of just pain. He's going to think like, well, if I'm getting fucking injured from a Dontel Mays whizzer, out of all the people from fucking Dontel Mays, that's imagine what one of these good heavyweights would do to me if they fucking wizard me at this point. He's gonna have so much doubt, I would imagine. Dontel Mays is not great. Like, not even for heavyweight standards, he is not great. And obviously, freak accidents happen, but it's it's not an ideal situation by any means when it's to somebody like Dontel Mays. He's going to think, well, shit, if he can do that, if Dontel Mays can do that to me, anyone could do that. That could happen at any random point. Obviously, I think he's been injured before. Has he ever pulled out of a fight with an injury? I can't even remember Jon Jones ever pulling out of a fight, if I'm being honest. Obviously, I know there was the fight against DC, but that was because of, USADA. And then there was the Anthony Johnson fight, which was because of him crashing a car. But I don't even think he's ever pulled out due to injury off the top of my head. So this is really like a first time. Uh, let's see. Daniel Cormier. The Glover fight was postponed, about rescheduled. Uh, wow, yeah. I think this is the first time Jon Jones has ever pulled out of a fight due to an injury. Yeah, Gustafsson torn meniscus. Yeah, DC. Oh, okay, never mind. He tore his meniscus when he was meant to fight Daniel Cormier the first time. Okay, never mind then. But still, he doesn't really get injured much, so this could change his mindset a little bit, especially being at the later end of his career and everything. Now that I've talked about the depressing part where, this might just be it for him and we just don't get a retirement fight, there's another alternative that could come from this, and it actually just, like, this is like I don't know if this is likely. This might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm nothing wrong with thinking a little bit outside the box. But this could actually make him fight longer. I know that sounds crazy, but maybe this will actually motivate him more than ever. Like, maybe he'll see this as a sign from God that he was not meant to end his career in November of 2023, and he was actually meant to keep going. Maybe this will motivate him to actually go on and defend his belt a few more times or something, and make him realize how much he misses fighting, when it's been taken away from him for 8 months outside of his own will. Who knows? Maybe this will actually motivate him, and he'll actually come back and fight like 2 or 3 more times more than he was going to. That's always a possibility when it comes to combat sports. People find weird new motivations. Maybe that would be his motivation to come back from this injury and actually go on a tear or something. But I do think this is the less likely of the situations. I think if he does come back, I think he will just fight Stipe, and that'll probably just be it. Since the UFC do want to book it and everything. But yeah, I'm just thinking like these are like two scenarios that are possible. Like I think there is, if we're going off which one's more likely, obviously I do think Jon Jones just straight retiring would be more likely than him coming back and fighting the winner of Aspinall Pavlovich, then fighting Jailton Almeida. I don't think those matchups will happen. Unfortunately, I would love to see Jon Jones against those sort of opponents, but I do not think they will happen. Unfortunately, I don't think he wants to fight the next generation of heavyweights. He just wants to beat Stipe, who is regarded for good reason as the heavyweight GOAT. Broke the heavyweight title defense record, then also defended again after he won his belt back and then defended it again. So he's got 4 heavyweight title defenses, which is the record at heavyweight. He's beat some of the best guys at heavyweights. Does have a win over Francis Ngannou dominantly in their first fight. Obviously, did lose the last one, but still 1-1 against Francis Ngannou is pretty good. So I can understand why he would want to retire on that win. Obviously, there is asterisks. Stipe is a lot older now. He's taken a lot of damage. Is he really the same fighter? We don't know. But obviously, on paper and how it would look in a few years' time, in a few years' time, people are not going to realize the context, and they're going to say, "Wow, Jon Jones, he beat that Stipe Miocic guy. That guy, one of the greatest heavyweights, and Jon Jones beat him." That's what he's looking for. Like legacy-wise, that will look really good. Obviously, people in the current time will know all the asterisks that would go on that win, but yeah, I think he will still fight Stipe Miocic sometime next year. Who fucking God knows when. And then I think he will still straight just retire, but I just have a weird feeling we're not going to see him fight again. Like, I don't know, something's just telling me he's going to retire. Maybe he eventually comes back again, but I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about it. I guess we'll find out in the future if that does happen. If it does happen, remember Benny P mentioned it, you know. But yeah, still fucking who knows if he does come back. Imagine if he's just like super washed now after he, torn his chest and his pec and everything. Like imagine he's just so much worse now, and then Stipe somehow gets like a massive underdog victory. But yeah, who knows? Who knows if he does come back from this injury? Who knows if he's the same fighter when he comes back from this injury? Like I guess that could also depend on it. Maybe he'll feel in training that he's just not the same fighter anymore after that injury, and then maybe he'll just decide to call it quits. But I don't know. We'll see in the future. 8 months, that's a long time. So we'll see if anything changes within that 8 months. Maybe he gets more motivated than ever, or maybe just loses all motivation for fighting after that injury. But I guess we'll find out. Like I say, before you know it, we'll find out. 8 months will come fucking real quick when you think about it. Nobody will be thinking about Jon Jones. They'll be thinking about other fights going on, and then before you know it, Jon Jones will be back. Time frame wise, he'll be back. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this subject. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Do you think this is it for Jon Jones? Do you think he'll even come back? Or do you think he'll be more motivated than ever and maybe fight more than the Stipe fight? Or do you think he'll just come back, fight Stipe, and then call it quits? Uh, quite frankly, I stand on I think the likely thing is he still will fight Stipe, but I do have him retiring, just straight up retiring without fighting Stipe as like this close second option. But I do still think he will fight. I don't know. I don't think his ego will let him go out not fighting Stipe Miocic. Obviously very handpicked fight. The UFC wants him to go out on a win, I guess. Stipe Miocic just straight doesn't even fight. Sergey Pavlovich, I guess, refuses to fight short notice. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, whoever wins this anyway wins Stipe versus Jon Jones. They're gonna fucking retire. Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall, by all intents and purposes, will be the undisputed heavyweight champion before you know it. They will be promoted to undisputed. It will happen. I don't think Jon Jones or Stipe will fight the winner, but I guess we'll find out in the future. Sorry I had to drag that little outro on a little long, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. And like I said before, let me know your thoughts on Jon Jones's future as a fighter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, interesting times ahead, especially for heavyweight. It is interesting. The next gen is already up now, so it'd be interesting if Jon Jones does fight these guys. But I do, like I said, I think it's Stipe, and then that's it. He calls it quits. But yeah, thanks for watching.